¿Qué onda, everybody? So today I got a special little video that I've been working on for a while now, and this is a road trip kind of video. I've been wanting to do some of these videos like this for a while now, but never really went anywhere. So this one we went to Vegas. It was on the Evo weekend, so from where we are, it's about a 5-hour drive, so we had to wake up pretty early. We were also competing, and we just drove through the entire desert. There was really not much to see other than the road and the desert, and that was pretty much it. And as you can see here, it's a perfect example of what we saw basically the entire ride. Just long stretch of roads, just some dead plants, and a lot of dirt. We saw this guy going over there on this really cool bike, so that was pretty neat. And then we finally got to Vegas, and again we came here for the Evo event that was going on that weekend. As you see, we were getting our badges there. We got there just on time. I believe my pool for Mortal Kombat started at around 10, and we got there like at 9:40, so barely just made it. And over here, we go through the entrance, and we were gonna spend most of the day here in Evo at the convention, and then we'll probably go out to eat and see what else was in there. This was the first ever convention I've ever gone to for anything related to video games, so I was pretty excited for it. And Evo is a humongous tournament, and I don't even really play fighting games, but I really want to go to Vegas to check it out. Saw those people doing an interview. Don't really know much, but I'm pretty sure if you guys watch it, you know exactly who they are. And again, we were playing Mortal Kombat. My friend here, he plays Street Fighter. He's the guy on the right. And one thing I saw that was really cool was these CRTs that were set up for old fighting games like King of Fighters, Street Fighter, the original ones, or the classic ones, which was amazing. Then we went to the art gallery here where they sold different kinds of stuff. But I saw this really cool carpet that had all these designs for old fighting games, and these really cool controllers for the PlayStation, Switch, everything pretty much in between. Had really cool designs on them. Also got to check out these old school joystick pads for you use for fighting games. Those are the ones that for the event right there, bronze, silver, and gold. They had this whole history about them that it was really cool to check out. And they had a whole arcade section which was amazing. I spent a lot of time in there as well. A lot of fighting games. And after that, we went out, checked out Vegas. We went down to that we checked out Fremont Street, that big tunnel. It was pretty cool there. And a little bit down the way, we see that there's this humongous prey-eating mantis. I don't know why, but it's pretty cool. It's Vegas. The next day we went out and I checked out this place called We Play Games, and it had an amazing store. It had every single game you can think of. They had a lot of games, guys. I've gone to several game stores before, and this one was just jam-packed with games, consoles, controllers, collectibles, plushies, and then there was this whole other section of the store, which we'll get to it. But here, this is just some of the more rarer games they had, and most of these games are in their original complete package, and I was just having a blast checking every single game out there. They had some games that I had never seen before, like this dinosaur game for the PS2. I didn't know they made a game for it, so that was pretty cool to see. I'm not sure. And again, I love that they had all these plushies just over there on top of it, all these Lego sets also, just setting up the mood for it. Something really cool that I saw was these cartridges, or these like little boxes for like what seem like the old VHS boxes they used to store your the VHS movies. They made these just for the NES games. They print them out. They're all personally made. and they have the little description on the backside for the game. I thought it was really cool. They had it also set up for SNES games, the N64 games, and a lot of these games that they show up were on this package. And if they were reproduced, they do let you know that it's reproduced, so the price was lower. They had some pretty cool wacky games like this Dragon Ball Card 64 they can buy. Also, they had this copy of GoldenEye with the Mario characters, which was pretty funky. So that was pretty cool. Over here, it was mostly all the handheld collections that they have. These are some of the games they have without the boxes, but overall they had really good prices. They had basically anything you would want, that you would be looking for. This store was jam packed. It had basically everything. So many toys, so many cards, so many everything. It was pretty crazy. It was kind of overwhelming at first. And over here on this side of the store, it had this whole I guess more board games that had a lot of more Lego sets, or for Warhammer figures, Dungeons and Dragons, that sort of stuff. So, and at the same time, they were playing all these movies, all these commercials of people playing games, either older movies. It was just a blast being in this store. So after that, I picked some items up, and we were off to the next store. The next store was a little bit down the way, towards the exit, towards the end of Las Vegas, I believe. But we were going to Retro City Games, and again, most of these places I don't really know anybody from Vegas, so looked them up online. And this store was so open. It was kind of a relief compared to the other one where everything's kind of close together. This one had a little bit more space, so a little bit more walking room, which I also appreciated. But that does not mean that they didn't have that they had less stuff. It had just way it had a lot of stuff as well, a lot of good collections. Also, there's this Despicable Me game. I had no idea that it was a game for the PS2, which I really found odd, but they had it there. They had some games that I'd never seen before, and part of me really wanted to pick this up, but it was just kind of cool to see there. And over here they had everything separated by consoles. They had some special unique ones like the Halo one, the Mountain Dew one. They also had the newer versions of these consoles. Well, I mean the new generational ones, like the Xbox Series S right there. And it was $200, which I thought was a pretty good deal. And basically everything they had the Retron consoles as well, controllers in their original packaging. They had a packaged video game, like collector's editions of different games. They had Night Trap right there in box, which was really cool to see. They had really cool consoles like the Neo Geo ones, and it's just stuff that you don't really see on other stores. This store definitely had more exclusive, stuff that you don't really find commonly around other stores. And something also about this was that most of these consoles or games were boxed, and if not, that had this really cool section of just the disc-only games, mostly for 360, PS2, stuff like that, which were all discounted. And I really love this idea, because if you didn't have the game and you have the box, you can also find it there. After that, we went out, checked out some cool monster trucks. They had this whole show going out at I believe it's the stadium for Nevada University, I believe it is, or Las Vegas University. but they also had pretty cool tricks for them dirt bikes. You know, it was a little break. We were at Vegas, you know, taking advantage of the location. I saw Gravedigger there. If you guys saw my previous video, you guys know that I love Gravedigger. It's amazing. After that, I forgot to record from outside, but right here it's called Retro City Games. Same name, it's under the same company as the previous one, but this was like in an outlet store kind of place. It was really fancy. I didn't know I was gonna be there. This place had a little bit more of figures compared to the other one. I had more of collectible sort of items where it's more figure related, more toys, you know, stuff like that. Still amazing collection. It had really cool art on the side as well, and some of these games, it's crazy that they had them in box. And some of these prices were amazing. And again, this place was really cool. They had a whole section for the limited run games, and also all of them in box. They had a whole separate section for the loose cartridges, loose games, stuff like that. But again, most of the stuff that they had were more collectible, and was really cool to see, at least to be able to see it in the box of it, because this stuff, again, it's pretty rare to find. You don't really see this stuff just kind of normally in any other game store. What I was really surprised to see was their humongous collection of the big box PC games. That was pretty crazy to see. You don't really see that much. And they also had a lot of comic books that you can pick from. All of them were basically $1, so that was a pretty good price. Again, had a lot of toys, a lot of figures, and I know there's a lot of following or a lot of collectors out there for these kinds of figures, for, you know, decorate the room, add to the collection. This stuff is really cool. It has some amazing older stuff, you know, from cartoons, movies. It was really fun. Next place I went to check out was this pinball place, and guys, I had no idea I had such an amazing love for pinball until now, because this place was amazing. It is humongous. That day I went, it was pretty much packed, but it's so big. There's so many games that honestly you don't even see the other people. It's really cool. It's really well maintained. The prices are really good. I mean, there's machines for, you know, 25 cents. You can last there for a very long time if you take like $10 to $20. Doesn't take that much money to have a lot of fun in there. They had the original arcade machines for some games as well. They had some modded ones as well for multiple games. They had co-op games, and overall that was a really great place to be. So that was pretty much Saturday, and here on Sunday, you know, we went out to see the EVO, the final event, the final matches. Was it was unreal on how many people go to this event. I didn't know that EVO was such a humongous event. I saw people coming from Australia, from Canada, and it was so cool to see, you know, all this love for the fighting game community. And again, these games are really cool, really fun, and everybody was having a blast. It was really fun there. So these are some of the games that I was able to pick up at Vegas. I didn't pick up anything crazy, just some stuff that I've been looking for a while, some new stuff to add to the collection. For example, I found this the copy of the Atari version for E.T. If you guys seen the documentary, you know what this is all about. You know, there's not much to say. I just really wanted it in the collection just to have it, even though it's a terrible game. You know, it's just nice to have in the collection. The other one that's pretty cool, well, at least I thought was pretty neat, was this N64 game that has multiple games on it. I hadn't seen a game like this before for the 64, but it has it has Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and Galaga, Galaxian, Pole Position, and Dig Dug. I wasn't aware that 64 had multiple games on it. It seems pretty legit, since you know, right there on the eye, it's pretty squared out. Everything seems fine. It has the right screw, so I thought it was a pretty cool find. So I decided to pick it up. It's also, you know, nice to have multiple games on one cartridge. And also I picked this up, the Sega Smash Pack for Dreamcast. I don't have a Dreamcast, but once I do have it, I'll be able to have all these games. Again, it has like 12 games in it, and it looked pretty cool. It didn't look that expensive, you know, it was $15. And it has some of the, you know, top hitters for Sega. So, you know, especially Wrestle War, that one's pretty cool. Streets of Rage, of course, Sonic, and it had Phantasy Star 2, which I've heard pretty good things about it, so I wanted to pick that one out. And I saw that, you know, I was on this Smash Pack. I didn't know about this kind of games. I didn't know about this specific game, but it was a pretty nice surprise to have. So another game that I really enjoyed back in the day with the 360 era was the Xbox 360 version of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, especially this version with the Banjo-Kazooie one, because the 360 just looks a little bit nicer than the Wii version, in my opinion. You can play with your avatar, the Wii. You can play with your Miis. But this first game of, you know, I had Sega All Stars instead of Mario Kart, and I had such a blast with it, and especially with all the different levels it has. It has like the different collaboration levels it has. Like example, you know, the Banjo-Kazooie one. It has the Haunted Mansion or Haunted House one. Those are pretty cool. And also, you know, Sonic Tennis is also really good. So these were my go-to back in the day for Xbox 360. So I picked that up since I didn't have it anymore. Picked up some more NES games. Nothing crazy. I got golf because why not? It was $5. And also baseball, because this baseball game is actually pretty cool. I remember playing it with my grandpa. So that's why I picked it up. You know, there weren't anything crazy there. Another NES game that I picked up was Contra, which I haven't played on the background, just gonna have it there. I thought it was a pretty good deal. I got it for $24. And it's Contra. Contra's pretty cool. The last game I got is, I think it's a game that I've been looking for. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. It's this one is called Destruction Derby Arenas. Destruction Derby Arenas. And I remember my uncle had the Xbox, the original one, the big one, and he had a really cool Demolition Derby game. I'm not sure if it's this one, so I picked it up because something about the little the yellow and black little markers here kind of reminded me of the game, so that's why I decided to pick it up. Other than that, you know, I like the Demolition Derby kind of games. They're pretty cool. So this is mostly what I picked out. Plus also Contra right there. So again, nothing crazy, but I thought it was a pretty nice find. I didn't spend too much money on them, and you know, they're pretty fun games overall. So if you guys like this sort of video on the trips, I've been meaning to do something like this for a long time, but I didn't really go anywhere interesting. I've been meaning to do a video similar to this because, you know, it's one thing getting video games or looking for video games near where you are, but going out on somewhere else, you know, there's a completely different market from what you find nearby. So I like these kinds of videos. Hopefully you do maybe as well. If you guys do like these videos, please make sure to leave a like, leave a thumbs up. If you love the video, make sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for your time, and I hope you have a good rest of your day today. Bye bye.